This video today is about Senna. There's about 300 different species of Senna. This is Senna alexandrina, also known as Senna angustifolia, Senna acutifolia, and Cassia angustifolia. It's the one that is used as a laxative mainly. So there's, talking about names, one of my favorite things is etymological ethnopharmacology. And because Sanskrit is such a rich language and people had to, it was oral tradition, so a lot had to be packed into a single word. So a lot of these herbs have some interesting names. For instance, tapana is one of the names of Senna. Tapana means burning, warming, heating, also means distress. And so we get an idea that Senna is going to be burning, warming, and heating and causing distress, which it can, for sure. Another one is Tindukini, which is one of the names of Nux vomica. Nux vomica is one of the most strong medicinal poisons, so to speak, that we have. And so you know that the Senna is going to have some difficult, challenging, maybe even poisonous aspect to it. And it does, we'll get to that. Another name is Vibanda, which literally means explode. And so we know Senna is going to be something that might not have the most balanced delivery, balanced activity in us. Rather, it's an herb that might really explode. That's not balanced. Fourth one is Visanika. Visanika means like to remove the past or get rid of the old. And so we know that Senna is all about, like, when we're using it to cleanse, it will help us cleanse old congestion. So this is another indication that maybe we should only use it for an occasional cleanse and not daily. So here's a photograph of Senna for you. Notice, I'm out there in the fields of central Rajasthan, where we grow the Senna, we grow the psyllium, and we also grow some of the sesame seeds. There's an interesting thing going on here. One is, nature has this way of keeping balance. And so often it will, like for instance, next to poison oak might grow some comfrey, which is like the antidote to poison oak. The same way in the Senna field, the leaves are very bitter and intense. And like I said, they're tapana. And so, but there's a nectar growing on the flowers that's super sweet and is like an antidote. So whenever I'm in a field of Senna like this, what I'm doing is I'm checking out the field, but I'm also licking all the flowers, licking that nectar off. It's an interesting balance there. So Senna is a laxative, helps move the colon. There's different types of laxatives, herbs or substances that help clean the colon. One is optimizing. This is like haritaki, which is in triphala. Triphala, it optimizes the terrain, optimizes the physiology, optimizes the anatomy, so you just naturally can have a proper, easy bowel movement. The next one is bulking laxatives. This is like where there's in cases where people don't have enough fiber in their diet, maybe there's no like fiber in meat, things like this. So it gives something that the body can hold on to and act as its mechanical action, the peristalsis on it. Another one is softening laxatives. This is like when there's impacted matter in the colon, you need to soften it. You can't soften it with water. It's not even really water soluble. You have to soften it with oils typically. So examples of that might be ghee and the omega oils. Another one is lubricating. Sometimes in like very vata, dried out colons, you just need the colons lubricated in order to have a proper bowel movement. This again is some of the oils, like the ghee and the omega oils. And then the fifth one is stimulating laxatives. This isn't like, the others are pretty much mechanical and actions. This is like an electrical action. And it's where there's molecules in these herbs that do this, which actually like activate. And it's like electrical. This is like Cascara sagrada, the Senna. the buckthorn, not sea buckthorn, buckthorn. And also the castor oil, as well as, for instance, the aloe. These are some of them. And how they work, this whole stimulating laxative, how they work is via this molecule called anthraquinones. And anthraquinones are, you know, like I said, everything else is chemical. These molecules, they'll hit a nerve and they'll shock the nerve. And so you get like 10,000 of these molecules in your colon, shocking the colon all at once, and your colon moves. It's not even a normal peristalsis that these other laxatives help support. It's more like just a shock wave. It's like if you go into a room and there's a strobe light on. That's how intense it is. So because it's so shocking, it kind of stimulates the movement, and you know, people have a bowel movement. However, it's so shocking, you have to kind of protect the bowel. And this is why whenever you take Senna, you take it with what's called carminatives. Carminatives are things that help calm the digestion, calm the colon. This is, on one hand, it's like chamomile and fennel and dill and coriander, and also sometimes tulsi and ginger, cardamom, cinnamon. These things you should take with your Senna. And besides that, you know, that'll take care of the colon, right? But the problem is, it's like it's in the colon. So what does the colon do? It digests, it absorbs. So it absorbs these molecules, these anthraquinones, and then suddenly they're going all through the body. It's shocking the nerves all the way. Now, luckily, a lot of the tissues can deal with that, or I mean, can like get rid of the anthraquinones. However, the kidneys have a hard time flushing the anthraquinones out. And so you tend to have an accumulation of anthraquinones in the kidney. And it's actually, if you take Senna every day or long term, take it a lot, you're actually going to get these anthraquinones accumulating in the kidney, shocking the kidney, and it's one of the ways that you can seriously damage your kidney. This is why long-term use of Senna damages the kidney. So you don't want this. So it's with Senna, it's great herb, no doubt, but it's all about dosage and how often you take it. Typically, you only want to take it like, you know, maybe once or twice a year. Like a standard way to take it is at the changes of the seasons in the spring and fall, when you do that seasonal cleanse. Then you can take it to really clean you out. Another way is once in a while, if you do like a panchakarma, or these laxatives can really help move the heat out of the body. And so that's another way. But again, you only take it once in a while. At the most, you take it like maybe once a month, Senna. It's not one of these herbs you want to take a lot. If you do want to, you know, if you need a laxative for daily use, use Trifla, no doubt about it. You don't want to use psyllium every day. It's habit forming. The Senna for sure is habit forming, and it's very hard on you. If you need a laxative every day, definitely take Trifla. So there you have it. Another video. This is on Senna, brought to you by Organic India and the Pacific Center